I'm back. Yeah, gotta start talking before people start watching. There's already people watching, huh? Wow. So, yeah, it's weather warmed up today. 70 degrees outside, 75 inside. Got the door and window open. Woo. Okay, I got 4 watching. But I was going to go over the epilogue in the Forrest Fenn's book. Hey, Michael. Willie Mammoth is back. I ain't gonna be in here very long though. It's 70 today, so it's warmer inside here too. Got a monkey on my back and a parrot on my shoulder. Yeah. I was a little late because I wanted to eat before I started, and so I had to chow down a plate of biscuits and gravy. Yeah. 9, the magic number 9. Oh, we're at 10. Oh. Yeah, this afternoon, everybody's home from coronavirus, so may as well do afternoon shows. I'm not a morning person. You won't see me before noon. I've seen some people streaming before noon, but not me. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this Willie Mammoth. Yeah, it's Forrest. He's got a poodle named after me. He's Willie. He's Woolly. He's a Woolly Willie. Y'all don't get that, do you? It's a 6 degrees of separation, you know. Willie Mammoth, Willie the Poodle. Yeah, they all stomping on the ants still. While the elephants run by. The elephants are running by and you're all stomping on the ants. Until your computer starts spinning. Yeah. My computer, once the sun comes up, it'll stay on till about 3 in the morning with batteries. So, after the sun goes down, it goes on its batteries, and it's about a 10-hour battery on my computer. Oh, there's just some fuzzy things on there. Hey, Michael. Living in a canyon. So I'm not in the. I'm in a valley. I'm in the middle of a valley. Right now it's 69 degrees, and the wind is 25 miles an hour. Wind gusts up to 35, and 75 inside. My glasses are steaming in here. Yeah. I just watched a video of some guy out in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming. There's no pine. You watch that guy's video, and he's got some good, things about the Mormons and the meek, and he found some neat stuff and all that can be made to fit the poem. But there aren't any pine trees. Where are the trees? You gotta have at least pine cones. How are you gonna make pineapple pie without pine cones? Hey, Maria. And Brian. Yeah, the elephant man. I got the door strapped open and the wind coming in the door. The 25-mile-an-hour winds. That's 24 right now. I lied. One mile an hour. It's 24. And I got the window open over here on my left. Hey, Chris. My kid's a Chris, too. 9 clues, 10 very clueless. Yeah. Yeah. But you notice the epilogue is a whole lot about his father and what he's learned in life. and he's out there. What it is his father had a bunch of people come to the funeral. His father had a lot of people. Somebody ended my thing before, and it's giving me a countdown clock, 6 minutes and 39 seconds. What are they limiting my live streams now? They shut down my live stream. I had to come back in and restart it. Oh, this ain't gonna be no good. I'm pissed off, YouTube. Why is my live stream limited to 7 minutes now? 7:03. It was going down. It was counting down. Now it's going up. Yeah, my stream just cut. It just went to back to the YouTube screen, like I was looking for something to watch. It just shut off my video, and they're effing with everyone. Who's effing with everyone? The other sir. I mean, they're still stuck on the home of Brown and where warm waters halt. I know where tired and weak is. I know what water high is. I know what all those things. They get stuck at the home of Brown, and Forrest needs to come out and say, hey, when I told that reporter, if I told you if I told you who Brown was, you'd go straight to it. That was a sack of poop. It'll get you close, but it ain't taking you straight to it. You know? So make sure my video keeps streaming. That my stream last Sunday that did that to me. There's a hacker or something booted me off of YouTube, shut down my stream, and I had to come back in and tell it to resume. I know what to do next time. Get fuzzies off of there. Yeah, sometimes, I don't look at a lot of mirrors. The only time I see a mirror is when I got that YouTube going. Yeah. But I have a suggestion, Forrest. When they have your funeral, do it outside, so that they don't close the doors, and because there's going to be 300,000 people coming, and pick a big place. Yeah, all them people come to Fenbury ain't nothing compared to what's going to come to Forrest Fenn's funeral, right? You have to be wise and find the blaze. Well, and Moses was guided by the hand of God. Forrest was guided by the hand of God. Moses was an important figure, Forrest says. If you've been wise and found the blaze, you found the burning bush where the hand of God burned the 10 Commandments into the tablets and cut the tablets from the mountain. You got to find that Mount Sinai on the other side of the Red Sea. I don't know if you got to find the Mount Sinai. You got to find the treble gates. That's where Moses is. And that's where Leo Salazar showed him Moses. And talks about hundreds of people showed up at his father's funeral, right? At some sanctuary. I don't know what sanctuary. Now, normally a funeral is held in the church or something. What? Or is a church a sanctuary? And why did he use? You got to think. Why did he use the word sanctuary and not church? Or, hundreds of friends were standing outside, hoping to hear the words that were spoken. So that's why Forrest's going to have his funeral outdoors, so that everybody's standing outside, out there underneath the gods and Thor and this Thor, Cynthia Ann. They're all Cynthia Ann's related to Cynthia Ann Parker, and then when they say Thor, why is Thor allowed in here? Because he's wanting you to find the gods of Atlantis. Hey, Whoopi. Big Whoopi, I mean. Yeah, and not Whoopi. Whoopi's a different person. Darren Farrell. Darren. Well, you're not from Fremont, are you? I do. There was a couple of brothers. They were twins. There's Tim and Tom Farrell. I knew. You related to Tim and Tom out in California? Yeah. Good day. Hey, J.A., how you doing? Yeah, I went to school with a couple of Farrells, and we used to go to Farrell's ice cream parlor. So, yeah, he's going to have a big funeral full of searchers. Hundreds of searchers will show up at his funeral. And, God, wouldn't that... Imagine them reading the will, and Forrest wanted to mention the somebody did find the blaze. The search is over. Bill Gorman, come up here. And in this chapter is where he mentions the flutterby that I've enjoyed most of my life. Things I've enjoyed most of my life have come from the smallest voices. The butterfly is really a flutterby in one example. And that life just flies by. And like the butterfly, how long does a butterfly live? A week or two? I don't know, you know. They got to live longer than that because they fly from like California down to Mexico, from middle of Northern California, like Santa Cruz, down to Monterey, Mexico, and stuff. I've been I recorded some music. A friend of mine playing guitar in the butterfly groves of Santa Cruz. And that butterfly, for the short time that it lives, it's a flutterby, a very, very short life, but it brings a lot of beauty to the earth. And a lot of people collect them. I was thinking that butterflies are one thing, like they have Jurassic Park where they brought back dinosaurs. I was like, no, just bring back some of the pretty butterflies that are gone. and it's about the epilogue, log Logue, and there's a guy with an axe chopping down the epilogue, cutting the epilogue up. Is he cutting the epilogue up? But he told Seattle Sullivan was going to come visit me, and he asked Forrest about me, and Forrest told him that I was good with an axe. I'll go to a Forrest funeral. Yeah, be pole bearer. Be a pole bearer. That'd be neat. Listening to the mammoth. Yeah. What's he got in his trunk? Yeah. Yeah. Before there was a Model A, before there was a Ford F-350, they had elephants that they used. You know, you could put two people on a horse. You could put your whole family on a mammoth. and so here he's in the epilogue. It's mostly all about his father. He's talking about his father and the things he learned, what he's learned. It mentions, like it brings up about the biddies, and that's why I think youth should always be wasted on the young. But what do I know? So, he's talking about the lessons of life and how fast it goes by, but I'd say 70% of it's about his father, and that you can learn more out in the wilderness than you're going to learn in the classroom. Classroom isn't gonna. People have been looking for Atlantis for 2,000 years and haven't found it yet. And because if you sit in the classroom, that's all you're going to hear. You go out there, you might find it out there in the wilderness. If you open your eyes and open your mind, you can see. If you open your mind and your marvel gaze is similar to marble gaze, which goes on in his shower, where he sees the naked ladies in the shower and the shower tiles, the black and shower tiles with the quartz streaks through it, and lines and stuff. The cracks in the marble tile have shapes in them. And the past will always be contradictory when told by one person at a time. And so that's like there's a lot of people say Atlantis is over in the Mediterranean. I say this is a part of Atlantis. The Americas are North America is Atlantis, and North America's Central America, down goes down that way all the way, and really South America is part of Atlantis. It was another continent, and it had an island harbor, and that's how people think that Atlantis is an island, because he's describing a harbor that's just off the continent. That's an island city and stuff. And when you tell people that, I found Atlantis up here in the mountains. Oh, bullshit. Well, Plato said Atlantis had a large rectangular valley surrounded by high mountains covered with crystals. That's the San Luis Valley. That describes the San Luis Valley. And they had plenty of elephants. Well, the local anthropologist at the university here told me, there were lots of mammoths here, and lots of people all over, and there was lots of people because of all the rock carvings they did. I mean, they sculpted. They were landscape architects, and Forrest said he felt like an architect drawing the poem. He drew the poem. He didn't write the poem, right? So you got to look for the drawings in the poem. I think that island city of the ring city of Atlantis, that might be off of the Mississippi River where it goes into the Gulf, or off of the Rio Grande River where it goes into the Gulf, out there in 300 feet of water. Shot loads of people and starting to realize, it's imagination is more important than knowledge. what you know ain't as important as what I see. I wish I could have lived to hide the treasure I was attributed to. No, he said, I wish I could have lived to do the things I was attributed to. But right there, he was attributed to hiding a treasure, wasn't he? And right here, he says, I wish I could have lived to do that. The treasure is hidden, yes, but it's probably hidden in the basement of a museum, where he said they put stuff like that, it goes in the basement of a museum. Shit, what? And why the grass grows so tall over a French soldier's headstone in Vietnam. All right there, he's bringing up back in the My War for Me, he talks about the belly high grass where this tombstone was. The grass was belly high. It was in a meadow. It wasn't in the forest. That's why I found the Buffalo Cowboys car in a meadow of belly high grass. and the meadow, if you look from an airplane, it was shaped just like a D, a Times New Roman D, with the little points on the tops, and a lowercase d. The poem has 25 lowercase d's and no uppercase d's. And so the epilogue, or the chapters after the Golden Moor, are his most important chapters. About what he's left behind, and then a chapter about his wife Peggy, and a chapter about his father. Forrest and Peggy and all that, the whole family, they're doing okay, and they probably ain't got the virus because not many of us do. Her Forrest's daughter probably does all the shopping there. He says he can walk to it right now. Yeah, he has to drive there first. Yeah. As I gone alone in there, where does he go alone? In the shower. It could be in his shower. Nobody else goes in there but him, maybe. Because Peggy, most women, they prefer to take a bath. So, most men prefer to take a shower. Some reason we don't need to soak in the water to. Hey, Gene. Taking a break, yard work. Yeah, I did some. That's another reason I was not at 3:00. I did a little yard work out here and pulled up some more sage, trying to widen the path to my storage trailer, and I'm reducing the amount of I'm so as I find things that the previous landowner had scattered all over the place, I throw them all toward the trailer, so all the junk's piling by the trailer. And I've been trying to get boxes and things out of my RV and over to the trailer. I may even move my RV over there closer to it, and so that I can have my generator inside the trailer or inside the storage shed, the shed I got, to reduce noise from the generator. Oh, my wrist hurts from the pickaxe chopping the you take the pickaxe thing, the axe hoe, call it, and you strike down into the dirt underneath the sage, and it cuts the roots, and you pull the whole plant out in one piece, just like weeds. And people was like, "Oh, it's illegal to cut sage." It's like BS. It's my land. It's maybe illegal to go cutting it out of the forest or the BLM, but my land. Oh, what do you think they do when they put a mobile home in? They clear the brush out. Yeah, I had a big sage fire because I piled up all the bushes from clearing this one area out. I piled them up. It was probably 2 foot high, 2.5, 3 foot pile of sage and grass and stuff. My nose is still sensitive to touch. The septum from them cutting chunks of it out and sticking needles through it. Yeah, I had that big fire. I had fire in the flames. The flames were going 15 feet in the air when I lit that thing on fire. I did it when there was no wind, because I got a wind gauge. It tells me that right now the wind's 23.2 miles an hour. And I just found the cup that blew off it and went and taped it back on. And I think I taped it on really good this time. It shouldn't fall off again. And when I working out in the yard, I got my Bluetooth speaker in here, and I put some music on, and I turn it so it's facing the door, but I don't hear it too well. So I ordered me a little boom box for outside. Getting a little look it up on, it's a LED Ridgeway BS 5502 with LEDs. And so the case is clear or transparent, light goes through it, and so the speakers light up and the whole box lights up, and so whatever. This is like a $40 boom box. And it takes, and I wanted one with an SD card so I can play music without doing the Bluetooth to it and all. Just plug it straight in the box and play. And then I can have an SD card with YouTube music on it, stick that in and play that in my background here so that I have some background music in my Fanatic intro and all that stuff that I can play while I'm streaming. And I haven't I mentioned turning on my tablet and getting that set up on Verizon and all that. But the only place I gone since a week before Friday was over to see my neighbor to get a couple bottles of water. And, we didn't come within 10 feet of each other. He started the generator and hit the switch to turn the pump on, and I filled my bottles, and he gave me some dog bones for Jack. Meanwhile, that's what we gotta go. Let's go give the dog a bone. I think that was 2 days ago I went over there. Yeah, it's open. Oh, it's gonna be windy out here. Let's see here, Jack. You know what this is? Huh, Jack? Huh, Jack? My hat's gonna blow off. he'll enjoy that. I think he will. He's gonna go bury it, and then come back and get the rest. It's so windy out there. It's gonna make a lot of noise if I stayed out there. Give the dog a bone. The searchers are dogs, and Forrest gave you all a bone. What other bones I got? Oh, look at that one. Man, he's going to like that one. He can have them all. Look at that, got a bunch of marrow in it. He's going to love that one. Throw it over there. He'll get it. Yeah, they're uncooked. They're from the butcher. What's going on? Yeah, he got a lot of cars to work on. Beautiful day out. Yeah, it was 73 earlier, and they said it was only going to be 60 something on the weather report. I noticed the guy did the other video I watched where the guy's up in Wyoming at some Mormon some station thing, and he come up with he made the phone fit that area and whatever. But when I searched, he showed a page. It looked like a wiki page on Fenn Blaze, you know. And so I searched Google for Fenn Blaze, and the first picture that comes up, the first thing that comes up is that picture of me sitting on the log with the sun behind my head, and my whole head a ball of light, you know, the omnipotent guru thing. I show you that one. See. Fenn Blaze, Fenn Blaze, and the first thing there, that's me right there sitting on the log with the sun. The sun was behind my head. I had my shadow on the camera, but the sunlight wrapped around my head, just like bending light around the sun, you know. Yeah. So the first thing that comes up, Fenn Blaze, when you search the internet, boom, me. The light is inside you. The light is inside. You got to find the light inside you. The blaze, it's in your heart. But it's also, Moses is the blaze. Still got some whiskers there I missed, huh? Didn't I? Where'd it go? There it is. There he goes with the other one. He took the long bone. He hadn't found the one with all the marrow in it yet. He's out there burying them somewhere. There's Jack, the Tractor Supply. That dog is nuts. That's because he does a lot of what he wants. They give limited gigabytes. Yeah, I don't know. I have Verizon. The phone, my phone isn't limited. They limit what I can put on my computer, how much I can stream from my computer from the phone. Yeah, I don't know why. See if this count. You know, earlier the thing stopped after about 6 minutes of streaming, and they booted me off of the YouTube app. Like closed, went back to the home page, like I was looking for something to watch. But I think there's some hacker out there that's doing these things. Because my phone's sitting, I'm not touching it, you know. There was no reason for it to end when it did. Google it. What are you talking about there, J.A.? Google put me in first place. But and then Chasing Fenn's Treasure got the first link, and then Dale Neitzel, The Blaze, and then Reddit, and Mysterious Writings, Santa Fe, New Mexican, Medium.com, Pinterest, Mysterious Writings. But, and what's it say? Well, Forrest said that that's it. For all intents and purposes, a single object, and that it won't be feasible for someone to remove. That's where Moses, it wouldn't be feasible to remove Moses. You'd really fuck up the whole scene if you did. This actually tells us a lot. Most people assume the blaze is a trail blaze, like a mark on a tree. Now, if it was a blaze, if it was on a tree, you could obviously remove the tree. It's not on a tree, it's on a rock. And Moses is the blaze. And I need one of these little things that tighten the string up under your chin. I need one on this hat so I can tighten it, because this is the one that really blows off. I don't wear that hat. It looks better. Yeah. I like this hat. Got it from a Mexican hat dealer in Quartzsite, Arizona. A little flea market day. They don't call it a flea market, whatever. But in January every year, they have thousands and thousands of RVs show up in Quartzsite, and they got like the whole town turns into a big flea market. Yeah, I have that picture. I don't know where I have that picture. It's in a video. It's in one of my videos on YouTube. No, not there. Yeah, Moses is a blaze. I'm very, very sure that, but he kind of gave two. There's two things to find in finding the blaze, and if you're braving in the wood, I give you title to the gold. Those are like two different locations, and so I'm trying. Is there three of them that he's? But I've found his pile of airplanes and all kinds of other stuff. Here, let me show you show you the blaze. I found the blaze. Yeah, that's not the blaze. But when I did find that my video, if you look it up, Forrest Fenn's Totem, and I was showing Forrest that video, flying in front of the totem and stuff, and he goes, "What's that?" I said, "That's some old guy. That's some old pilot who carved his face in the rock here to for some treasure hunt or something." And I said, "Who's that guy there?" And he says, "That's George Washington." And he goes, "So you found it, but there's 40 of them, right?" So Forrest questioned me that there were 40 of these totems. Oh, and then I got the idea. Oh, I got to find more of these. this isn't the only rock sculpture, you know. And I went out looking for the other ones. Here's another blaze. You know what that is, right? Yeah. So I imagine since I started the stream, somebody else did too. So I'm not going to get my 50 viewers like I had once. Ed, I was looking for that picture they were talking about. I think it's in the folder with my pictures. And somewhere down here. I want to find that picture. J.A. Street wants me to find that picture with the... I showed the little thumbnail of it. It's on Google Earth. I mean Google search. And there's another one with the there's the blaze. Come on, turn back around, turn back around. Boy, I'm glad I switched the camera around before I scrolled there. Yeah, and then, you know, you got to be careful what you wish for. Just be careful what you wish for. It might come true. Nobody thought that was funny. There it is. There you go. There's the blaze. According to Google, that's the blaze. Today is a nice day out here in Colorado. Lots of people in the yards. Yeah, I went out there and raked and I can do a little bit. I can't do a whole lot at once. I can do a little at a time, just like my searching. But you see, the sun from the camera, my head was blocking the sun actually, and that's the sun wrapping around my head and hitting the camera. It engulfed me. I'm the blaze. But how does this? I'm trying to turn the camera around. There, I'll put it up here. But I'll show you the other thing that ties with that is this. It'll be here and say. Oh, it came up with that same picture. I'm trying to find that picture. It's here. All right. So, and what's this? This is the Omnificent Guru. Right there. Omnificent Guru and Omnificent Guru. Right? What are the similarities here, you know? And again, this picture with me in the sun, that was an accident that came out like that. I didn't know it was going to do that. So, and then if we go to Jenny Kyle's, we're going to search here for Forrest, Fenn, Guru. Weekly words, Forrest, Fenn. Look, and there's another one of my pictures shows up first when you search Forrest, Fenn, Guru. It's one of my videos. See if it come up. If Fenn doesn't give you title until you die, no, he doesn't give you title until he dies. When he dies, he's taking it with him. You're not going to have it before he dies because he's taking it with him. And here, weekly words from Forrest, Fenn, November 11th, 2016. As follows: success is an omnipotent guru. Okay? So if success is an omnipotent guru, and here, that's where Moses received the Ten Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of magnificent religious guru. His words were fit for lessons in any Sunday school. And then he's got, success is an omnipotent guru. Leo Salazar, Moses is the target. Is success is finding Moses. Well, here's Moses. Moses was an important figure in the Bible. I wonder why more male babies today aren't named Moses. And as I watched Leo Salazar carve that 24-inch figure from a freshly cut tree, he assured me that would he be a perfect likeness of Moses. Okay. Now, then we go to Moses, the perfect likeness. There's Moses. There's Moses. This is the perfect likeness of that. To somebody emulating what's in rock in the wood. If you're brave and in the wood. And speaking of brave, it was interesting to watch his sharp knife skillfully whittle the wood, which did little to resist the artist's efforts. Like the wood could feel the knife cutting it. That's brave wood. That's brave wood right there. It did little to resist the artist's effort. As the face of Moses began to appear, Leo's smile brightened. I just sat there and grinned. I got grandkids. And really because, you know, there's 5 of them and 1 of me, and everybody's staying out. You know, schools they can bring stuff home from school, but they're not going to school now. So that Moses is the perfect likeness of that Moses. I got better pictures of him. There he is. So there's Moses. See his little hands? See the little hands? The little hand? And I think this might be his scepter, what you see, this little, He's got a scepter in that hand or something. But he's standing on a mammoth, and there's other figures here. That's a head. The head. There's 3 other figures there climbing up on the mammoth. But that Moses, as I watched Leo carve this 24-inch figure from freshly cut tree, he assured me that it would be a perfect likeness of Moses. Boom. Boom. It's hard to deny that stuff. I noticed that people that left the channel just left the video. I was up to 20 and now I'm down to 11. Usually it grows a little more and more and more. But when my audience shrinks like that, it's because somebody else went live. I know JA injects a lot of wisdom and stuff, and you got to guess what I'm thinking. But yeah, he's probably streaming now. Yeah, you're not gonna you're not gonna win the treasure from home. You got to get out there and look, and you got to marvel gaze and find his memories on the canyon walls. Why aren't more people named Jesus? Jesus, I don't know. A lot of people call other people Jesus all the time. So now I'm going to check and see who started the stream. So I'll probably only do an hour today, you know. Because I'm going to be drifting off subject. I think. Filter today. Yeah, just mine. Okay. It doesn't say nobody with Forrest Fenn in the search part of the name of the video or the title or whatever. I know if you put Forrest Fenn in the tags, it doesn't find your video when you search for it. Yeah, a girl named Corona is getting bullied. Sad. That's the Wuhan virus. Yeah, it's hazy, cloudy. Sun getting through enough to charge my solar, but high clouds with some scattered low clouds. Have to have Forrest Fenn in the title of the show. Yeah, that's why I put it in there. I try and put Forrest Fenn in the title of the show. And what's this one? Taking an axe to Forrest Fenn's Epilogue. Epilogue is a log, right? and what wrong book. This book. Wrong end of the book. I got it upside down. And the epilogue has a guy with an axe. So are these epilogues? How many epilogues is he cutting down? It needs a log laying down in there. It says epilogue on it. It's like an EpiPen, you know, for stray hairs. All clouds here. Yeah, it's now the sun is coming through. It's just overcast here. Because there are shadows. Do you think there's a chance your art AI can have a touch of paradox? And it's possible that I joined a pareidolia photography group on Facebook, and these here I'll show you what I got on there. Where you go? And how people there's reactions. I hit that again to get to focus. I learned there. Now it focuses. But here's the picture. That's a photograph. That isn't any AI. Do you got a dirty mind? Or are you calling this pareidolia? That's ancient archaeology. Pareidolia doesn't make naked women with a bush on their bush. There's her head, her breast, her bush, her legs. Nah, go away. I didn't say to pop that stuff up. Don't message me while I'm streaming, please. Please don't message me while I'm streaming. I might be showing the screen and your name pops up on the screen. So yeah, explain that. And look what I got for the head of the, I wonder if the USG can explain how this formation naturally occurred. And you see up here, those are breasts. That's a pair of breasts right there. Here's her knees and her head's up there. But there's somebody holding her or hugging her. And there's a face over on this rock. There's a couple of faces on that rock. There's face in there. This guy had, there's a lot of stuff in here. But that's not natural. Okay, anybody message me on Facebook while I'm streaming? I just X. I'll look at it later, not while I'm streaming. It seems Dale's took a shot across Candy Hershey's bow with his recent post. Contiguous. Contiguous is the things in the poem are all in a row as you go down your path from one blaze to the other. And the reason I say there are multiple blazes. The blazes are described in the epilogue. My father's busy lighting candles, some of them at both ends. Sitting on a cloud, lighting candles, some of them at both ends. He's describing the blazes. Those are the candles at both ends of the poem, from below the home of brown to tired and weak. From one end of the rainbow to the other end of the rainbow. There's a blaze at each end of the rainbow. Is there a pot of gold at each end of the rainbow? No, maybe not. But the one's an end and one's a beginning. It doesn't have two ends. It has a beginning and an end. You can make it all different ways. And the Shakespeare that about entrances and exits. Those are omegas. If you look at a tunnel has an omega at each end. The entrance and the exit are like that, right? Bing. Okay, so even a tunnel has. It's not a tunnel. It's a cave if the other end isn't open. It's not a tunnel. A mine becomes a tunnel when you open it up on the other side of the mountain, right? Neodokin, Neoking no 09. You don't know shit, do you? You don't know shit, do you, Neodokin? Neodokin. Forrest doesn't like little assholes like you. That's right. He won't. Nobody will know until he dies. But confidence is a big thing here. You have none. I have lots. You're still going, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm fucking positive. You're not. I'm positive you're not going to get it, Nico. Poo-poo. Yeah. Be a smart ass a little more. I might put you on the short list of a dozen blocked people. It's still under a dozen. Yeah, you can't verify anything until he's passed away. He's taking it with him. and I suppose NEK09 is a millennial. So, yeah, I'm about to get rid of him anyhow. He pissed me off. Little assholes come in and make rude, say bullshit like that. Whoever said Fenn didn't like me, that's not what I've been told. He ignores he has a little contact with the person who's closest. You have the same, I don't know if you got the same search area. Did you find any of the stuff I found up there? Did you find Moses? Did you find his pile of airplanes? Did you find Fenn's totem? You're not going to find the Buffalo Cowboy car because it's out in my shed. It's already been found, and it's been taken from the forest. And the Forest Service cop told me I could keep it. And Forrest calls that a great treasure. He told me to keep that great treasure. There you go. I need a wizard hat in my collection and a wizard robe. Then I go out there in the wind and I take you outside and show you Mount Sinai. Because from where Moses is, the valley here is the Red Sea, and Mount Sinai is Mount Blanca right behind me. Yeah. If you're going down, if you found the wood on Google Earth, look on Google Earth, and the wood is right there below Tired and Weak. If you don't know what Tired and Weak is, it's on the map. Tired and Weak is on the map. No Place for the Meek is on the map. Hint of Riches Old is on the map. Where Warm Waters Halt is on the map. These places all have a name that are on the map. The home of Brown isn't on the map. Brown hasn't owned it since 2013, or he hadn't owned it, I think, 2010. Brown was dying from cancer in 2009, and so it took 3 years to kill him. But I don't think I have, Gene. But my Warm Waters Halt is in the Guinness Book of World Records, the world's deepest hot spring. The hot, steamy bottom is over 1,000 feet down. It's the world's deepest hot spring. Of all the warm waters, it halts the deepest. If I take a rock and throw it in there, where does it halt? At the bottom, 2,000 feet down. That rock will go, woo. If you throw a rock into fire hole, it goes down 40 feet maybe. Who knows? You know, it doesn't go any 1,000 feet like Pagosa Hot Springs. Of all the warm waters, which one halts the deepest? Pagosa Hot Springs. It says when you come into town, world's deepest hot spring. And the poem is as above, so below. Turn the page. As as above, so below. Brown is the hit, and not on the map. Brown's a hint, not on the map. Brown was a billionaire. Forrest said that if he took all the federal lands, all the government lands, and you divided it up amongst all the people, then everybody would get 2.086 acres. And I think that's the size of his lot at home. But David Jennings Brown, he had 3,500 acres. I gotta plug in my power on my phone. 3,500 acres of national forest, pristine national forest in that Pagosa Valley with the overlook that overlooks his ranch. That whole valley was his ranch, basically. But there was another little ranch there, a little place there with a lake, Bourne Lake, and that's close to Brown, right? It's just missing the W. And where's the W? It's in that movie. It's Mad, Mad, Mad World. Brown is the hint. Is not. Yeah. Brown's place isn't on the map, but across from the gate to Brown's ranch, which is Bootjack Ranch, up on the cliff are the Gypsies up there, and the Gypsies are the first campfire. Are they the first? Yeah, they're before Stout-Hearted Men. Yeah. No. So, the Gypsies and the Stout-Hearted Men are lighting the candle. They're lighting the candles at both ends, and so the Gypsies are the one end of the candle, and the Stout-Hearted Men are the other end of the candle. There's the Gypsies. Okay, I'm getting to the pictures in the book, and then I'll pop it up. Looking for Lewis and Clark. Buffalo Cowboys. Stout-Hearted Men. Okay. So here we have the Gypsies got their campfire. You got the candle lit at both ends. This is the one end of the you put in. You start here. This is where you start seeing these figures on the canyon walls. The Gypsies are on the canyon wall at the home of Brown. And then the other end is the other fire here, the Stout-Hearted Men. And you find this guy laying up on the canyon wall. And why are his pants dark? because he went down the slide. So the slide is in between there and there. So you find the schoolhouse and the slide and all that. And then this figure is up on the canyon wall at the opposite end of the search area. Knowing where who Brown is won't take you straight to the treasure. Forrest was bullshitting. Nikon Nick, you're full of shit. You're just full of shit. You keep bringing up Forrest doesn't really like me enough. You're full of shit. God. I don't even know how you can type all that on there with your head and your butt. How can you see what your no keys you're hitting there? There is a huge pine tree right next to the Thoth figure. That's probably that old. It's a 10-foot diameter, 10 feet around, and those old trees are very sappy. It's very sappy. Another reason he say bring gloves, because you get out there and you're climbing over a rock and it's covered with tree sap. The Thoth figure is covered with tree sap. Forrest calls me Mr. Double Blazes. Somebody's got to make Forrest laugh, you know? Now what was I looking up? Oh, yeah. Yeah, right here is Thoth riding the ibis. See, there's Thoth riding the ibis. Get the focus thing to do. That's Thoth riding the ibis. You can see he's got a mouth and two eyes. This guy up here on top, riding on the back of the bird. This is the beak. Boom, boom, boom. And what we got back here is Forrest Fenn riding the ibis. And down here's the fish. This is a fish. The hand is in his mouth. And this is the treasure. And so that's Forrest Fenn riding the ibis. Me and Forrest at Femboree 2017. At the other pictures with him. Had other pictures from that. The one with him doffing his hat and giving me the hand of God sign in the same set of pictures. But I don't know where that other picture is. I got one with the this one here with there, and you see here's Thoth's legs here down here. You know, they got the Egyptian figures, and their legs are always walking, too far to walk back in time. Once a long time ago, I Thoth opened the doorway, penetrated into the spaces, and learned the secrets concealed deep in the essence of matter are many mysteries concealed. 9 are the interlocked dimensions, and 9 are the cycles of space. 9 are the diffusions of consciousness, and 9 are the worlds within worlds. 9 are the lords of the cycles and come from above and below. That's the poem, as above, so below. And 9 are the clues. That's why 9, 9, 9, 9. Number 9, number 9, number 9. Picture at sculpture. Yeah, I found the one with the text over it. I gotta open up folder in my computer with the other picture of it. That's there. There it is. There's a picture. This is a different picture. You can see the lighting is different. But see, there's him up on that ibis. You got to focus on the ibis. And then there's its legs. And this is the old tree. This is the tree. It's about 10 feet in diameter. Foundry. No, it's finding Thoth. Is finding these ancient figures. And even the one that he called Moses, it turns out he's really Thoth, because there's a scripture in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth that matches that scene, and his purple robe of purple and gold, and and then there's Forrest Fenn's Thoth. And I put one of my, that's Forrest's picture. That's a Thoth that Forrest has. And I put one of my emerald tablets there next to him. I sent Forrest one of them too. So that's the emerald tablets of Thoth. And the scripture matched off the emerald tablets, matched the scene I found. Yeah, I got different pictures. So there he's cut out. But it's the same as this picture. And then you see the AI just does this to it. Does stuff like that. But it came from the original picture. You know, the AI makes it into art. And you see different AI. Some AI just totally destroys it. You can't tell what the fuck it was. But that's like a blaze. Look at them golden legs. There's Thoth up there. But you see there's other figures over here in the trees. Yeah, this is probably the better picture of him. And his legs. And you see, he's up in the trees. You're not going to be cruising that. Where is it? No, you got to stop, get out and look. And something odd over there, you know? Yeah, I have it on there as a new intro. On my page, Bill Gorman, Forrest Fenn intro, I think, is how it's listed. So yeah, I'm kind of burned out now. Land and carry a new paddle up your creek. I think you got the music. Yeah, this thing.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest. Escondió un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien. Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest.
Okay.
Escondí un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien. Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest. Escondí un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien.
Somebody else comment. Make that one scroll up. He's already shown. This was 2017. I brought the Buffalo Cowboy car to Fenn, and that's when the picture was done with me and Forrest, and he's doing the hand of God sign. That's when basically handing it to me there, but it's his. He says, things I covet. Okay, it's his until he dies. He didn't have that on here. And then this scene is right by Treasure Falls. It's up on the canyon wall by Treasure Falls. And the reason Rockwell, he didn't credit Rockwell for drawing that stuff, the Rockwell drawing, is because somebody did it 14,000 years ago on a rock wall.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest. Escondió un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a band in Barcelona called Strive. And Barcelona has had some fairly nasty riots and things, a revolution going on there until the virus came along here. I don't know what's going on. They use the virus to end all these riots and stuff in Hong Kong, and people are going to come out again. People are tired of being locked up at home, imprisoned in their own homes. That's not right. You know, I ain't going to infect nobody going out in the woods and searching with my dog. I've never run into anybody while I was out treasure hunting. I run into people when I come back to my car. I've run into people. And I even ran into a friend of Forrest Fenn there once. I just finished searching and I know Forrest. They were from Santa Fe and they knew Forrest Fenn. I have it on my YouTube. It's on my YouTube. Oh, here. And I'll tell you the name of New Fanatic Intro. Right. tickled spot in the back there. It's Forrest Fenn chant. Duh. What is the Forrest Fenn chant? I walk right to you. 14,000. They were too busy foraging for food to carve out stones. This is Atlantis. they were riding mammoths. They and carving rocks, and they had Thoth and Anubis and. No, they don't know what people were doing. We can't find any of their bones, so you know. But I think some of these they made concrete. They had a way. It's Atlantean concrete. It's like the Mayans and all had stucco and stuff. And for the shapes in these rocks, some of them were sculpted out of the rock that was there. Some of them were built new or were constructed by architects. They knew what they were doing. They knew if they left a little bowl in this spot, that dirt would stay and plants would always grow there. So you see some of these formations, it's a guy's head and there's a bush on top of his head. Makes it look like he has a big afro. Yeah. I'm getting tired of it. Okay, I've been making videos on my search since 2014. I started putting videos on YouTube on my search. Go back and watch them. You want to know where I've been. I'm not bringing you up to par because you're a smart ass. You think you know everything and you don't. Yeah. I've got one rock that I found that's like that where, and the stone is the grinding stone is still there. You know, and it's kind of a table. But I've looked around that. I guess I got to go around it with a metal detector. But it's as I remember that stone, there were other stones, and there wasn't anywhere to dig and bury anything. Use a bowl. I have an uncle that I think still gets his haircuts with a bowl. Yeah, one of my uncles. He was a CIA agent. over in Germany. I may need to use it. Yeah. I got some other. I'm about done though. Trying to put my hatchet down. Yeah, I got to chop some heads off. Heads will roll. Okay, good night. Good night, Vox. I was gonna which one do I want to show? This one. Yeah, this here's a you see this guy standing, here's his head and his body, here's his two legs. Here's some other legs and somebody up, you know, there's the face. This is a really neat spot. This is where it says right here, F E N N. And there's a fish right here with 2 fish hooks. That says Fenn. But you see here this guy standing here. Here's his arm. There's his face. There's other things in there. Here's the lumberjack. There's his head, his body, and here's his foot up on his knee coming up, and boop. Yep. All right. See you, Paul. Some of these things in the rocks, yeah, you see them better if you got a marble gaze a long time. Some of them. I'm looking for another one to show you that has more definition in it. See, here's a group of figures. You get more glare in the daytime, huh? But this is a face. See her eye, mouth, this yellow face. There's another face in here. There's another one here. There's a couple people here. Somebody there. See. Groups of people. I got the glare from the sun and the daylight. Okay, let's go to the next picture. I don't know what it's going to be of. The next one. Well, you see their stuff up here. The next one. Go till I get one that's really. Yeah, 14,000 years of erosion and a lot of stuff. There's his bottle of Great Bet. See, it's got the round Great Bet label, but you see there's figures here. There's people in here. And if you watch Forrest Fenn, the video with him and Suzanne Summers, yeah, there's Smiley. An eye, his smile, his nose. But that nose here is a round thing. It looks like there's figures going around it. And there is. See, there's a woman's face right there. And there's another face right up here. And there's a face inside here looking left. There's it's this guy. See? 2 eyes, nose, mouth. There's the couple. There's the man and a woman right behind him. And this is a mammoth. Its legs. And that's how you know it's 14,000 years old. That's how long it's been since there have been elephants on North America. Duh. How do I know it's 14,000 years old? because it took them thousands of years to do all this. And you see there's stuff on there, but it's hard to, I'm at the wrong angle to see it right with. The camera wasn't at the right angle to get it. This face here. The two eyes. There's stuff. Somebody up there smiling. Dun, dun. Yeah. It's primitive. Look at this guy. Even my my Facebook profile picture. You know, here's that mammoth up on the side of Zeus's head. Boom, eyes, beard. But look, there's somebody in his eyeball. This is a leg, an arm. There's somebody standing there, and there's somebody sitting here in the other eye. It's in my cover picture. See, there's somebody looking down here. There are figures looking at. He says, "Look quickly down," right? But the lumberjack's looking up. Lumberjack's looking up. It says, "Look quickly down." This wall that had been made more than 4,000 years ago, they're still standing. We can't make today. Yeah. These things, and they assembled. They put some of them boulders in there. And people, how could they lift it? They had mammoths. A Colombian mammoth is about twice the size of an African elephant. Colombian mammoths were huge. You could put the whole family up on a Colombian mammoth. You didn't need a Ford F-350 because you had a mammoth. Would they have invented the car if we still had mammoths? Oh, we don't know. Oh, I'm about done. I'm tired. I'm tired. Time to load a bowl. Already got. I haven't finished the last one yet. Yeah. This stuff. I mean, it doesn't take much to the Mammoth Parade thing formation I took Sean to, and then people still go, well, so what if it's 14,000 years old? Yeah. Falling asleep, this wakes you up. I found this crystal. This is neat because I noticed it has 6 sides. That means that's how it grew like that. All the colors in it and stuff. So that's how that crystal grew. It has 6 flat sides. And the very tip is broken off. But that's a neat little crystal. It has a flat bottom so it stands up. As they carve them into chess pieces. You'd have to have a whole bunch of them that same size. I found one because I've been looking for ones that I could turn into dice. I can use my Dremel and make a dice. And I think that piece of quartz, I think I can make that into a dice. It's almost not big enough. But I'll make it a square. I'll get this one and another one like it, and grind them down until they're square blocks, and then just use my Dremel drill to, you know, 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4, 5, 6, and make a dice out of it. Whenever there was a time, then they made dice weren't even on all sides, and some sides it's very hard to get it to stand on, you know. Make it a little harder to get the more important numbers. Yeah, I used to make the flyers for Ken Gorman, who was running for governor of Colorado to legalize pot. In 2007, somebody, he was a friend of mine I knew and all that. And in 2007, he pissed off the city, the cops, the state police, the city police and stuff. And in 2007, 4 guys pull it up in a car with no license plate, all wearing ninja suits, went into his house, shot him in the head, and left all the pot there and all the money and all. They just went in and killed him. It was the police. It was the Denver police that killed Ken Gorman. I guarantee you that. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm getting, my jar's getting kind of low. I'm at the bottom of my jar. So I'll have to go visit my neighbor. But that'll probably last me 2 or 3 days. Ain't much in there. All right. Hey, Doug. You just got up from your nap? Yeah. Yeah, these walls, and once you're able to see this stuff, when I started out, and then I started taking pictures, and then I started finding more and more and more and more and more. And it's like, holy smokes. It had to take thousands of years to do all the work they've done. Yeah, I've got the one knife I found, or it's a Pueblo multi-tool. According to Forrest, this is from a Pueblo Indian. And you see it's got a perfect place to put your thumb there, and you got your knife edge there. It's a Pueblo multi-tool. and this is your thing for stripping your arrowhead sticks. This is what they use to, make the skin the sticks for the arrows. It's a basalt. It's a basalt rock. And it's you can see where it was flaked and stuff. And I found this about 200 feet from where you can see Moses, where you can see the blaze. Found this about 200 feet from the blaze. There was a trail, and it was probably 100 feet off of the trail. It was because I gotta drop a picture. Geico. What Geico? Geico raised my rate, and then right after, well, we got to reduce it because we got coronavirus. We can't charge you when you're not driving so much. Uh, yeah. Yeah. So like, this road, you park and the trail goes like this. And I found the arrowhead like out here, or the multi-tool thing. Found it, yeah, not near it was 100 feet from the trail or so. Um, and what's near is these things that I can grab. They are near. Jack's over there. He's not near. I can't. He's set 8 feet away. I can't reach him from here. He's not near enough to reach him. You see, that's what near is. It's not near a trail. What's near? Near is within arm's reach in one person's mind. Near is the next town over to somebody else. Near is relative. Are you an ant or are you an elephant? Checking my burners on my tea. I think they are. Paul Hammonds is looking for the FBI. There are some people in there's some CIA and FBI. I guarantee you the ones that are those characters are the ones running the cow lasers and the AGK. We know AGK is NSA. NSA and CIA are like butt buddies, Yeah, I used to live in Klamath Falls, Oregon, and just south of there, I guess a little east of Mount Shasta is Glass Mountain, and it's a shield volcano, which means that it flows lava out, and the lava, just rolls over like Hawaii's a shield volcano. And like Mount St. Helens, that's more pyroclastic, explosive eruptions. And Glass Mountain is more kind of a different vent. It's a lava vent off of Mount Shasta, I think. They're interconnected down below. But some mountains blow up and send shit way up in the sky, and others just shoot lava out. Yeah, it's my knife. Pueblo Indian knife. I got a couple these. Wires. These. This is what you lose for climbing trees. These are nice little arrowheads. They're modern, I think. But I don't know, this one's got like silver on it right here. It's got a streak of silver from something. That's and they got, you can marvel gaze. This one's better to marvel gaze, They're like Forrest Fenn's shower tiles, There are shapes in the patterns in the rock. There's a little guy right there. He said you could see the mountain at the spot where it was mountain. I forget. It's a canyon. It's a canyon, and the tops of the canyon can be mountains. There's mountains. There are mountain names on the mountains around it and all that. Yeah, this one, big old. Let's see. Do I have something to measure it with it? No, but I can put a. Forrest's gonna kill me for showing this. See, it's that big an arrow. It's what? It's a little more than 2 cards long. Borders. He went to Borders, right? Yeah, he didn't go to Barnes and Noble. He went to Borders. Oh. Okay, maybe next time I'll give you a new legend from this a Native American legend. Norse Native Americans. There. North India. So there's Indian myths and then Native American myths. But the Native American myths, there's quite a few of them in here, all the way to the Norse. The legend of the legend of Thor. Thor was one of the 20 principal deities of Asgard, and he lived in the splendid realm of Thungra, whatever, where he built a palace called Bilskirner. There's my name, and that's where Thor lived, in Bilskirner. Okay, here he lived as god of thunder, and his name was invoked more than any other of the age of the Vikings. So Thor doesn't go back quite far enough. Thor only goes back to the Vikings, but Thoth goes back to Atlantis. And I was just watching a thing about the pyramids again, and the pyramids were built by the Atlanteans. That's why you find Thoth and Anubis and Isis here and in Egypt. For Thor was a protector of the land, a fine figure of a man with glowing eyes, firm muscles, and a red beard that makes him instantly recognizable. Yeah, that's how we recognize Thor. Looks like a man. A red beard. Thor had a red beard. He must have been a white man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He became known across the world for his great hammer, Mjolnir, the Crusher, which had been forged by the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves forged his hammer. The hammer, together with Thor's strength and his terrible temper, made him the fiercest god of Asgard. That's right before Landgard, the Asgard. As the personification brute force, Thor was also god of might and war, and because of his popularity, he soon grew to embody the forces of agriculture. He became a symbol of the earth itself. He is remembered throughout the world on the 4th day of every week, Thursday, Thor's Day. So, and he asked, why didn't Thor have a show on Thor's Day? They do Monday and Wednesday. They don't do Thor's Day. Don't even know what I'm calling myself Thor, but I don't know what it's all about. How Thor got his hammer. First, Thor with the bent brow. Bent brow. That's like when your eyebrow goes kink like Spock. And red beard, muttering low, darting fierce lightning from eyeballs that blow. Darting fierce lightnings from eyeballs that blow. Shooting lightning bolts out his eyes. The lightning bolts are coming out of his eyes. Come while each chariot wheel echoes in thunder peal, as his dreamed hammer shock makes earth and heaven rock, clouds rifting above while earth and quakes below. Okay. That didn't say he got his hammer from his mother, right? I got my hammer from my dad. What do we have? The origin of medicine. Gunushqua, last of the stone giants. That one I've already covered in one of my other videos. Another asteroid gonna fly by? Yeah. That comet is between Mercury and the sun. It's not coming anywhere near us. So people try and scare you about the comet. It ain't gonna affect. And even the debris coming off that comet wouldn't affect the Earth until thousands of years. Giant head of the 10 brothers. Seidio and the magic cup. That's like the Holy Grail. Myths of the Algonquin peoples. The great deeds of Machabo. Machabo defeats King of the Fishes. The land of souls. The gift of corn. But the place was not forgotten when he wrestled with Modanin, nor forgotten nor neglected was the grave where lay Modanin, sleeping in the rain and sunshine, where his scattered plumes and garments faded in the rain and sunshine. Long ago lived a poor Indian. Oh, they're still around today. Mo is the snow husband. There you go, house husband. Drunk husband. The Drunk Husband Diaries. The beaver medicine legend. No. If I didn't have to read the names of these natives, no Patsis, son of the noble Indian chief, dwelt with his younger brother Aclian in a lodge at the foot of the mountains. No Patsis was a well-meaning and gentle soul, but he did not share his brother's intelligence. He was renowned for the most impulsive behavior. That's about the beaver medicine legend. It's just the intro to it. The legend of Scarface. That's an Indian legend. That's not a Sylvester Stallone movie. The sun ensnared and all other legends. Okay, the sun ensnared. At the very beginning of time, when chaos and darkness reigned and hordes of bloodthirsty animals roamed the earth, devouring mankind, there remained only two survivors of the human race, a young brother and sister who managed to flee from the jaws of ferocious beasts, took refuge in a secluded part of the forest, where they built for themselves a little wooden lodge. Here they carved out a meager existence, relying on nature's kindness and their survival. The young girl, who was strong and hardworking, barely accepted the responsibility of keeping the household together. For her younger brother had never grown beyond the size of an infant and demanded her constant care. Every morning she would go out in search of firewood, taking her brother with her, seating him on a comfortable bed of leaves while he chopped. There you go, comfortable bed of leaves. Forrest is comfortable, right? Taking her brother with her, saying, she's chopped and stacked the logs. They were needed to keep a warm fire burning. Then, before heading homeward, she would gather the ripest berries from the surrounding hedgerows, and both would sit down together to enjoy their first meal of the day. They had passed many pleasant years in this way before the young girl began to grow anxious for her brother's future, fearing that she might not always be able to care for him. She had never considered it wise in the past to leave him alone while she went about her chores, but now she felt she must take that risk for his own good. So I'll read the rest of that some other time. What's a good X of fiction? What's a good X of fiction version? Embellished, to exaggerate a little bit. Well, let me see. They made Adam and Eve out of mud. Well, in that mud, it was concrete mud, and they dried, and their figures are up here in the rocks now. They were made from mud, right? So why wasn't his name? Why his last name should be Mud? Adam Mudd. The origin of three races. The origin of the three races. That's a good one. That's a Native American legend. The origin of the three races. Now, how would the Native Americans known about black people and white people? They had black people here already, right? They had some people that were fair skinned, and if you learn about the DNA, the white DNA and all that, that's like in North America and Europe. True, Adam is mud. Yeah. The first appearance of man, Oseo, son of the evening star, Opet, the robin red-breasted robin, white feather and the six giants, the broken promise. That there you go, broken promise. Forrest, you know anything about that? And then it's Norse myth. Norse is after that. So there's 616, 370. So there's about 44 pages of Native American stories. in this book. Phoenicians went up to Rio Grande 5,000 years ago. But the Rio Grande, when he talks about Lewis and Clark took the Missouri River to the mountains and then crossed over to the Oregon River. In their day, it was the Oregon River. It wasn't the Snake River. It was the Oregon River. That's what my ancestors named it. And that's where Oregon got its name, from the Oregon River. So the Columbia and the Snake were the Oregon River, named by Jonathan. That's what the Native Americans told Robert Rogers. It was the Oregon River because they couldn't pronounce hooligan. So it was Oregon. And he wrote it down, Oregon. And that's where the name Oregon came from. My 5th great granduncle. But anyhow, so Lewis and Clark took the Missouri and the Snake. And you're right, Maverick 1. Somebody, the Atlanteans, the Phoenicians, the Hopi, and all of them, they used the Rio Grande River, the San Juan River, and the Colorado River was their highway. The rivers were the highways. That's how they got around, following the rivers, floating down the rivers in a boat. It was a lot easier to float down the river in a boat than it is to walk. But so when they take their boat up the river, and now you can't. The boat won't go. No more paddle. No more paddle up creek. What do? We take boat out of river. We put boat on Mammoth, and we carry boat to the other side. Now it goes back before the Phoenicians, because there weren't mammoths here when the Phoenicians were here. And whoever did all this stuff and did these rock carvings were here when there were mammoths. Yeah, the water in the river was higher. There was probably a lot more rain. The whole world was more tropical then. Except for the ice cap. And the ice didn't come down this far. When you talk about Ice Age, this was about as far north as they would go, I guess, until the ice started melting up. And I found evidence on rocks. There was vitrification. That's where it got so hot that the rocks melted, and that happened in the Younger Dryas 12,900 years ago. That's why I say 13,000. And I say 14,000 because it took them thousands of years to carve these rocks. I'm looking at my picture and I seen a face, somebody on their elbows holding something. And it's like, I got to look right below that because that's him holding the tombstone, looking at the tombstone. And the last chapter, the epilogue, the last chapter, is so much about his father's passing, his father and his memories of his father, and his father's funeral, and all the people that came to his funeral, all the people that are going to come to Forrest Fenn's funeral. Make sure I get an invitation to your funeral, Forrest, at least. At the minimum. At the maximum, give me the treasure too. Yeah. Yeah, Forrest doesn't correct me. That other guy was totally wrong when Forrest doesn't like you. You don't know shit, dude. Find seashells? I haven't found seashells yet. But I think I'm going to do a little more scraping the topsoil off and looking in spots that, like, Well, there can't be a lot of dirt here. Just push the dirt aside and see if there's something sitting in there that's been sitting in there longer than this has. Yeah, general geological knowledge. Yeah, only, well, one thing people don't know, there was a bigger volcanic caldera here in Colorado. It was like 10 times bigger than Yellowstone caldera was here in Colorado 75 million years ago. And a lot of this is around that volcanic area. Now imagine if you got hot melted rock, right? And it spews out of the volcano, lands everywhere. And the people know if they make this rock hot enough, they can melt it again. They can turn it back into hot rock and let it and pour it into forms that hold a shape and stuff. So they could have remelted the rock into, so the geology, oh, that's just volcanic basalt. That's volcanic basalt. But you look at some of the rock, and there's all kinds of other rock mixed in it. It's and I have friends that, I have a good friend that's a geologist, and I said, well, have him give me a call. I got something to show him. Never hear from him. Never hear from him. Oh, the guys just imagine, they're drawing their conclusions before they examine the evidence. That's what I call an idiot. Anybody that can draw a conclusion without seeing it first, you've got to be an idiot. You have no business drawing a conclusion on my solution unless you come out and see what I have found. Okay. Let me see here. I'm about done. I'm gonna sign off for today. I had to pour a cup of tea. And so at the end of the song, I'll wait. I'll count. A lot of people, when they stream, they don't know. When you say goodbye, then you gotta wait, count 1, 2, 3, 5, and then hit X, because it'll cut you off in the middle of saying goodnight. Forrest, Fenn. And that guy who wanted to know where's the original of that? Where's the original of that? He's one of those assholes that'll go to the band and go, oh, he's using your music and blah, blah, blah. He's trying to get a copyright strike on me, but I already asked the band, and the band gave me permission to use it. and the deal is, when I get the treasure, I'm bringing them over for a concert. We're going to have them play live here. Yeah, and there's so many people. You couldn't go hide something in Yellowstone without somebody seeing you. He got back to his car and nobody'd seen him. Where are you going to park your car? Nobody's going to see you in Yellowstone. Nowhere. Goodbye.